Getting the car realigned again, second time in about a month and a half. This time we're trying something different. Got the idea from Joe, and I'm trying to ratchet straps to simulate some big squat on it. So we can zero things out with that simulated squat. Let's see if it makes a difference. That's tight. They got it ratcheted pretty much all the way down. I also ordered the throttle body spacer. It's going to sit between the throttle body and the intake manifold. Pressure transducer. A little easier on us figuring out what plugs into what. What's going on? Gozy here, and welcome back to the channel. On this video, we're going to be covering the methanol install, and when I say covering, I mean it's already been done. So fun fact, I originally recorded this video over the weekend and I ended up getting sick. Alright, so went out February 12th on my birthday, which was also Super Bowl Sunday, and got some food poisoning, and I've been shitting my guts out and also throwing up. Alright, so I'm not gonna let you guys miss out on that, so I'm gonna be adding that footage of what I did to install it, the wiring, blah blah blah, all the plumbing. I'm gonna be adding that to this video, and also going some of the stuff that we've been through over the past couple weeks. Man, I am looking rough. Need a haircut. My lips are broken out and stuff, but hey, we're here. We're alive. Could be worse. All right, life is good. All right, on the flip side, got approved for $460,000 for the next house up in Virginia. Been on the market, been looking, and man, it is not easy. I'm trying to get one over by the beach, but the closer that I am to the beach, the less I am getting for my money. So I might have to just bite that bullet and find me a nice house that's away from the water and yeah, enjoy life. The meth system has already been installed, so let's go over some of the stuff that we've been through over the past couple of weeks. I actually shredded not one belt, but two belts. All right, so the first belt was doing a test hit to make sure everything held up, and I shredded the small belt that drives the flip drive, the secondary drive, so that's shredded. So I took off the water pump because I had to in order to fit the new belt back on, and when I did that, I didn't realize that the position of the water pump changed that much. When I threw on the supercharger belt, I didn't bother verifying the alignment of it. Threw the supercharger belt on, and we instantly shredded that belt just sitting at idle. Luckily, I already had some spares on hand, so we weren't down for too long. The hardest part was obviously going back and making sure that all the pulleys were aligned once again. And I think what did that was the bracket for the A&A also mounts to the water pump. So if that shifts even just a little bit, it kind of throws everything off. But we're good now. We run in, took the car out earlier to get an alignment yet again, which will also be in this video. And I haven't even done any test hits. So I literally came home, installed the Lingenfelter, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that, two-step watt box. And I'm going to be testing that out sometime tomorrow as well. All right, I'm not sure if you guys remembered, but when I did the A&A bracket install, I talked about having to cut off that piece of the bracket in order to fit because the water pump was in the way. And that kind of messed with the alignment a little bit. I saw that with just some pressure on the head unit, I could move it in and out of alignment. So what I ended up doing was I drilled into this back bracket that bolts to the cylinder head, and I also tapped a new hole on the forward bracket that bolts up to the head unit. That way we're able to secure things a little better and keep things well rigid and aligned. So we went ahead and we did that. So now I'm utilizing all of the studs that came with the kit, as I should have been from the jump. All right, so like I said, I already put a good bit of miles on it, and everything is holding up just great. And the belt that I was talking about that snapped, I don't know if you guys can see that, but It's the rear one that's driven by the crank that then drives this black pulley down here. All right, and in order to get that on there, the new one had to take the water pump off. So that was a whole ordeal. All right, the meth system is somewhat functioning. All right, still waiting on the solenoid. Ordered one. It ended up getting damaged on the way here, so they had to send it back to the seller. That's what I get for ordering AEM parts off of Amazon. Okay, so I reordered the same solenoid, this time from Summit Racing, paid for the overnight shipping, and it should be here sometime tomorrow, and that's gonna go in between these fittings right here. And the reason for that is, without the solenoid, because I have the throttle body ring for the meth system, the nozzle, well, okay, let me backtrack. Because the ring is behind the throttle body, it'll be always exposed to either vacuum or boost, right? So when it's in vacuum, what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna siphon up all of the methanol from the tank, and we don't want that. So with the solenoid, it'll make sure, it's pretty much like a check valve. It'll make sure that there's no flow if the solenoid isn't activated. So I already have the wiring already routed through here, and this is coming from our control module for the meth, the Alky kit. So this would send the signal for the solenoid, that way it knows when to open up. I went ahead and picked up the two-step box here. Already got it mounted, and it's kind of functional for now. I still got to figure out a couple more things as far as when it knows to go into two-step. I have the 12 volts on there. I have it plugged into the coil packs already, so we'll be playing with that a little bit more when we step out tomorrow. All right, and here is currently how the car sits now post the alignment we got earlier today. Ratchet strapped the car down to simulate a squat. All right, camber looks pretty good. Toe as well. So this is probably as good as it's gonna get. So we'll just run with it until we can invest in better suspension. I still want to run those Viking coils or shocks and see what that does for us. Here's the ticket here. Customer mentioned wanting to use ratchet straps to simulate a launch by compressing the rear suspension during alignment. That's funny. Dylan needs to do this alignment. All right, so yeah, we're definitely trying. At this point, I'm just thinking, right? I don't know if it's the way that the blower hits or if it's the way that I have my timing set up in the tune. But if we cannot hook on the street, trying to put down, 1200 or more, then I just might do two separate tunes, right? So I might have a street tune where it's kind of like watered down, maybe making 1,000 roughly, 950 to 1,000, and then I'll have another tune for the track where we just throw everything at it. So gonna take it out for a drive sometime tomorrow. If it's still having traction issues, I'm gonna end up turning the power down. That way it can at least be some kind of fun to drive on the street, because when it's blowing the tires off, man, it just ruins the whole drive. So I might end up just doing that. So two separate tunes, one for the street and one for the track. All right, and here's a kit. Picked it up from one of the bros off of Instagram. I forgot his username, but he ran it on his ZR1 and is now switching setup. It is an Alky brand, utilizes the factory windshield washer reservoir. I took mine out a while back, trying to save some weight at the front of the suspension. It is an Alky brand, like I said. It is used. All right, here are the hoses. Got the pressure transducer. Mechanical wise, I should be able to figure it out, but where I'm going to have a little bit of issue is going to be figuring out the digital side of it, figuring out where the wires go. I know he did label it, so that should make it a little easier on us figuring out what plugs into what. Also ordered the throttle body spacer. It's going to sit between the throttle body and the intake manifold, and I currently have one jet on it right now. The spacer only came with one adapter. I don't know why, so I'm gonna have to order the other one separate, because I am looking to run two separate jets to get those intake air temps down. On the test hit, I think I saw right around 225 intake air temps, and that is ridiculous. All right, so I think this is a good idea. That way we're not making any permanent drill holes to the intake manifold or the intake hose. My initial plan was to get a kit or make one. That way I could run meth into each separate runners. But I looked online, and Some Performance actually has that, especially for the high ram. It pretty much sits in between the top of the lid and the bottom half of the intake manifold, kind of like how the Holley Ada Water brick sits in between. So I'll be looking to get that for the future. It's right around $1,500, which isn't bad. But like I said, right now we're in the market for a new house, so I got to really spend wisely. Stick along, and I'm going to look through this kit and start figuring out what I'm going to be installing first. I'm probably going to end up installing the windshield washer reservoir first, get this connected to that, mount that up, and then figure out where these wirings go. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too difficult. Maybe 2-3 hours worth of work, and we'll get this thing running. It's been raining for the past couple of days now, so I wish I could take it out, do some test hits, but that'll probably be on the next video. Yet again, I'll probably be dropping a short, maybe a reel. Alright, so stay tuned, and I'm gonna get to work. And you can tell I haven't driven this in a long time. Dirty. It doesn't even look like it's garage park. You would think I parked it outside looking like this. Really. Alright, let me get to work. Pretty much got everything buttoned up except for a couple things. Alright, throttle body spacer. Took me about 4 hours to find bolts long enough to accommodate for the extra length. I ended up going to like 3 different Home Depots, 4 different Lowe's. So it took me more time finding those bolts than installing this whole system. Alright, but definitely looks clean. Gonna see how it does with just one nozzle before we do decide to utilize the second port. Alright, meth pump is in here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Just trying to get the car back on the road. And for the power supply, we utilized the alternator / battery terminal right here on the fuse box. We should be good. And I was actually gifted half a can of M1 methanol by my boy Marcel. He's the one that has the blue C5. I was recently doing a tune-on, put on the dyno, and she made a little bit of a 7. Definitely more in store for her. Like to see that car make close to 8, maybe a little bit over 8. That'd be good. It's on a 6 rib, not a dedicated drive. So far with the Grip Tech pulley, it's actually holding up. But I mean, I don't know. I would like to see him convert to kind of like what I have going on here, where the supercharger, you know, has his own belt to minimize all that other crazy issues. And for the electrical side, I ran everything through the firewall here on the passenger side. Try to make it as clean as I could. Ran it through and pretty much placed everything down here in the passenger feet well, I guess. Alright, and here you have the main module here with the settings here, the turn knobs that'll pretty much tell it when to how early you want it to kick on based on the settings. And we're gonna be utilizing the map. I'll put that back. All right, and then you also have the frequency converter here. The green is where I have splicing into the map signal wire. As I go into boost, it increases the voltage on the map, and that's what this control box sees and kicks the pump on. Alright, this black wire, I have it running through the center console along with this green and, this orange, and I think that's black. And this is going to the signal LED. This is going to the control box, which I'll show you guys on the driver's side there. Alright, and then power wire, like I said, tapping in from the alternator / battery terminal up at the fuse box. And I verified with the multimeter that these mounts for the music system amplifier is a good ground. So I grounded a couple of the ground wires down here, over here, and up here as well. And then the red, black, and white over here are the wiring coming from the pump. Then we have purple, that'll be for like the guys running a what do you call it, a bump box or whatever. The red here is what I spliced into the 12-volt signal. This is really not a how-to video, but if you do have any questions, free to holler at me, and I'll be more than willing to walk you guys through 3 hours of install. And then on the driver's side, I pretty much ran the I guess the controller box, I don't know what's called, by my right leg, that right there. So it's pretty convenient. I know some people put it under the dash, but I feel like here it just makes more sense. While I'm seated in a car, I'm like nowhere near it, so shouldn't have to bump it for any reason. And it's just, just right there, so you can just play with the settings and stuff. And up here I have my other LED signal, and this turns red and then turns green when you're live and actively spraying meth. Alright, and I'm not shooting from the hip, like I said. I'm still doing some readings on this, still reading through the instructions. Alright, they said that you should want to have it over by your gauges, but I didn't want to have to run it through. I mean, maybe later I might do that, or run it a little bit longer so that it can reach maybe up here. But I mean, even right here, I could definitely see it. Or I just have to just lay down a little bit. It takes the same amount of effort that it would looking up here as well. So it's like steering wheel, boom, I could just see that. Here's your test button. Here's your LED signal to let you know that your system is online, and you have that 12 volts power supply. And the knob here, I'm still doing a little bit more research on to fully understand what that does. I believe it's, I don't know. Let me not shoot from the hip, okay? So, but Alky did a good job at having a safety feature so that when there is no 12 volt supply powering the system, it tells it that the car is off, right? So that way, you're not just randomly having meth spraying into your engine when the car is sitting overnight or anything crazy like that. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just power the car in the accessory mode. Alright, and then now when we turn the knob, it should come on. Alright, there we go. So we have our 12 volts, and we know everything is should be working as designed. We're gonna go ahead and power down and stuff the rest of the modules back in. And like always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing y'all on the next upload.